Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their
are here for this Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament clash between the 4 and 5 seeds in the conference, Brenau and Truett McConnell. Things are in early going so far. Brenau is up to bat currently with a runner in scoring position, threatening to strike first blood here in this contest. These are two teams that coming into this matchup very evenly matched, separated by just one game in the loss column in terms of their overall records. Should make things fun, a very interesting battle indeed. In the circle for Truett McConnell, Kylie Sanders, number 00. And Sanders, a very interesting year so far. Statistically, a very quality season for her with a 2.95 ERA. Not really represented in the win-loss record for her, as a bunt attempt here goes foul. Not really represented in the win-loss column for her. A 7-8 overall record despite her strong ERA. Hoping for a bit more run support in this showdown. So this one is struck and foul. Dayton Power batting for Brenau. These two squads again spoke to how evenly matched they were throughout the year. It's also represented in their matchup that came earlier this season, both teams splitting a doubleheader. Truett McConnell coming away with the first victory, 9-0. Brenau returning the favor with a 9-1 win. So this a bit of a rubber match of sorts. Sanders with the pitch. Outside, so that's going to be a ball. Power makes her way to first. A runner on third as well. Runners in the corners. Again, Brenau threatening to strike first here in this 4-5 matchup, the first contest in the AAC softball tournament. Patridge is up to bat now for Brenau. She was thinking bunt there. Instead, it's a steal attempt. So now Dayton Power makes her way into scoring position as well. So Brenau with two runners in scoring position. A nice chance here again to strike first, get some momentum. So crucial in a conference tournament setting, trying to wrestle away momentum early and put some pressure on Truett McConnell to start this one. That pitch there low and inside. Patridge, the senior infielder, a strong year for Brenau. 449 batting average, 62 hits and 40 RBIs. Also added 3 home runs as well.
Can you believe what a nice day it's turned out to be?
It has. It was looking very doom and gloom earlier in the morning. The clouds were covering. The rain was coming down. There was tarp on the fields. It was uncertain if we were going to get any games in at all. So it's nice to see things really level out here in Kingsport.
Beautiful day for it. College softball. And it's tournament time for the Appalachian Athletic Conference. From Kingsport, Tennessee, Golden Tigers from the circle. Chops at left side. Shortstop just can't get that. One runner across to second coming home, and 2 runs on the board just like that. A great double to the left side. What a score.
Absolutely very critical. Again, these two teams very evenly matched in terms of their record coming into this game. Evenly matched in their doubleheader from earlier this season, tied 1-1. So a big advantage being able to strike first, putting 2 runs on the board quickly. You see there might be some issues in the circle. Conference amongst Sanders as well as the rest of the infield is Truett McConnell looking to get up off the mat a little bit here in the first. But just that psychological edge that you can get from just being able to, again, strike first and begin things, take that momentum. You could feel the energy that Brenau came into the game with. Their dugout, very chatty, very emotional over there. They're very into it. You can kind of keep that rolling when you're able to start fast offensively. So now we'll see if Kylie Sanders is going to be able to keep Brenau at bay for the duration of this half inning. She now faces Carly Cox, who steps up to bat. Cox, a senior, for .379 this year, 14 RBIs, 39 home runs, and this will be her 104th plate appearance of the season.
I like the decision to hold off there. That one had a lot of sauce on it, coming in low and hot. I can't believe what a beautiful day. I know I said that already like 5 minutes ago. I'm bringing it up twice in 5 minutes, but it really is a very nice day, especially after the doom and gloom weather we had this morning.
I don't think people really will gain an appreciation of that if they weren't around the area for what it was like just a few hours ago, just really an hour ago or a few minutes ago. So it's definitely a surprise to see things turn around so quickly.
From the circle. Pulled off on that. I was sure she was going to take a cut.
It will be interesting to see what Sanders can do here from the circle. No outs on the board, so every batter that has came up to bat has ended up on base for Brenau.
Left side, deep into the outfield. Coming around the bases, and she's going to stay in scoring position on third. So now 2 runners in scoring position, already ahead 2-0.
A less than ideal start for Truett McConnell here again. No outs on the board. Every batter that has come up to bat has landed themselves on base in the early stages of this one. Really need to try to get a handle on things before they get out of hand early on. Count will remain 0-2. Sanders punched out her first batter of the day. That pitch inside, and it's a ball. Again, 2 runners in scoring position. Just getting one in play likely brings in 1 run, potentially 2 more for Brenau. This one just clipped by Sanders. So they'll get the out at first, but another run will score for Brenau. Good part of that, they're able to get someone out in this game. Unfortunately, it's not going to prevent another run from being scored. So Brenau now ahead 3-0 on Truett McConnell. So laying down the bunt here. Umpire will ask her to return to the batter's box. Appears to be some conversation being had between the umpire and the coaches, a little bit of a misunderstanding. So we'll resume play here. Sanders with the pitch outside, and it's a ball. So again, some misunderstanding there. Now 2 outs on the board for Truett McConnell. Sanders looking to retire the side. And that one is a strike. Count 0-1. Swing and miss there for strike 2. That's more like the Sanders that we've seen throughout this year. Again, got up to a bit of a rocky start. She's starting to settle in the circle. Now ahead on the count 0-2. 1 strike away from retiring the side. The pitch. A bit outside in the ball. This one popped up and foul over the fence.
We've got a conversation going on here. Some sorting out to do.
It's been about the third one we've seen so far in this inning, too. There's been a lot of miscommunication, misunderstanding happening between the coaches and the umpires. So after the sorting out, 1-2 count, Sanders with the pitch. Another one low and outside for ball number 2.
I thought she was going to come home on that. She certainly thought about it, started to come off the bag, and then stays safe over in scoring position at third.
Definitely thought better of it.
Chop to the left, stays. Wow, it stays fair, and that one caught. Unreal.
Nice play there made in left field by Cox.
And so that'll retire the side. We'll take a break with these two and be back with more college softball in just a moment on SESN. Don't go anywhere.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated. At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, college softball. It's the Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament live on SESN and the AAC Digital Network. Gabriel Shry, Lorenzo Robinson, thrilled to have you with us. And already this one turning into a classic, Lorenzo. Ton of scoring in that top of that first.
Was a ton of scoring in the top of the first. Absolutely. Brenau able to strike first blood, putting a lot of pressure on Truett McConnell to answer back. Tigers are going to have Sarah Shaw on the mound, and she also has experience going up against this team, much like Sanders. She had a matchup against Truett McConnell in the midst of that same doubleheader. The back half of that one surrendered only one earned run in that contest. So this will be a nice battle, two aces in the circle for these respective teams.
Crashing down. She looks over to the bag at first, but no action. Good crowd for our first of the tournament in spite of the delay. Folks ready to get out here and watch some softball. Here's the delivery. Bunts that. Runner headed out to the bag at second. Safe at second, and a play over at first. going to send her back to the dugout.
You can see the way that the infield was pinching in there. Everybody was expecting bunt. Brenau right on top of it, able to get the out at first. Graham, though, moving into scoring position at second as Truett McConnell tries to get themselves back out of this early 3-run hole. Haley Chronic up to bat now for Truett McConnell. Sporting a .415 batting average, 35 RBIs, 49 hits.
.415 is crazy.
Absolutely. Also with 2 home runs on the year. Truett McConnell as a team hit very well, .310 batting average as a group.
Zipped in on that, taking the ball. Got a runner out on second at the top of your screen who is looking like she wants to advance even deeper into scoring position, down to third, but stays put.
You can feel that sense of urgency rising a little bit by that 3 spot that Brenau was able to put up in the top of this inning.
And that's a lot of pressure to start off the tournament. After a delay, you come out, get 3 runs. TMU really wants to respond in the bottom of this first, and if they're able to do so, it'll be a statement.
And speaking to that pressure as well, of course, the pressure of being down in a 3-0 hole is big, but also probably your strongest pitcher in your rotation, a pitcher in Kylie Sanders, who last time she faced off against Brenau did not surrender a single run. So a far cry from the way that she performed, at least early on.
Already convening down on the circle. Currently, Cassie Boatwright, the shortstop, at bat for TMU. Shaw, the one who is meeting up with the rest of the Golden Tigers. 2 runners on board for the Bears of Truett McConnell. 1 out in scoring position at second, 1 at first as well. The 13th pitch for Shaw, a bit wide on that. Way out of the strike zone as Boatwright hangs back. The bottom of the first. The 1-0 pitch nearly hits Boatwright. She steps off the plate again. One away in Kingsport in the bottom of this first inning.
We'll see how aware Brenau will be with Graham at second. She's very athletic and fast. She's shown a propensity with being able to steal bases throughout this season.
The 2-0. Zipped in low, and that's going to walk her down to first. So now bases loaded for the Truett McConnell Bears after they're trailing early by 3 runs. An ideal situation for Truett McConnell. 3 runners on board.
Ideal is absolutely correct. A chance to right the ship here a little bit, stay out of some early trouble here in the first.
Next at the plate is Kendall Gibson.
Also with one out on the board, and if you're a fan of Brenau, you're definitely thinking prime double play chance here for your team.
This is as prime as it gets for Gibson and the Bears. Do you have to capitalize right here? No, but if you could, it'd be great. And Kendall Gibson is somebody who could, a sophomore, a batting average of .385. Gets on base almost half the time, 45%. Low, ball's loose, and the hustle play pays off as she forces everyone to stay put.
And it's so early that you're probably not in a situation where it's a must-score case for your team, but more just the psychological edge that the team ahead can gain by being able to leave the inning with the lead.
Shot to the left side, play down at home plate, and one away. Really well thrown by the third baseman. Perfectly delivered down to the catcher.
And a savvy play there to get the lead runner out who was headed home. A chance for Truett McConnell to put a run on the board has been squashed. Now 2 outs on the board for Brenau. And Shaw will have a chance to end the inning.
Two down, looking to go to the top of the second. Bases remain loaded in Kingsport, Tennessee. With 2 away, that's delivered. Grace folds. Third base for the Bears. Folds, pulls up. A freshman. 20 RBIs this season, 36 hits. Her average is .240. Right on the edge of the strike zone. Two away, nearly a full count. Sarah Shaw from in the circle, the 3-1. That's tight, going to be strike 2. Count is full. Gold Tigers looking to retire the side, go to the top of the second. Truett McConnell, bases loaded in Kingsport. Early drama in a 3-0 game. Shaw, the payoff pitch. Chopped left side, that stays fair. Here's a chance to score. The Bears get 1 run, a second coming home, and she's across. 3-2, and a tag at second retires the side for the Golden Tigers. We'll take a break and be back with more college softball in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Shry Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Thank you for being with us. Brickyard Park and a beautiful day for college softball on the Southeast Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Shry, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. Really exciting action in the early stages of this one. The tournament is on, Lorenzo. I can't believe we've already got such a good game.
Absolutely, and you could tell that it was going to be a good game from the way that these two teams came out firing offensively. Two of the best pitchers in the conference surrendering runs early on. Already 5 scored between these two squads, and these two pitchers who gave up a combined 1 run when facing the other squad in the doubleheader earlier this year.
About to get back underway. 3 runs already for the Golden Tigers. These two both had great regular seasons. Their overall records at the end of the season: Golden Tigers 26-16, Truett McConnell 25-16. Just 1 run separating these two as it's 3-2 Golden Tigers lead. And now the top of the second, and they have a chance to extend that lead. I like that song. I'm kind of sad they turned it off. It's a good one. What is that? That's a classic.
September.
Earth, Wind, Fire. Yeah, that's a good one. Here's the delivery.
You're an elder statesman. You have to know something like that.
An elder statesman. Come on, I turned 30 this year. That's not that old, is it? Listen, we're like in the top of the second of the first game, and he's making old jokes. Counts 2-0 on that pitch.
And if you're Brenau, you were probably a little bit more comfortable with the 3-0 advantage. Now that it's 3-2, you can kind of feel a little bit more pressure to have to score, but the mentality needs to remain the same. You need to try to continue to pour it on, which will not be easy with the way that Sanders has pitched throughout the year. You're hoping that the way that you were able to perform in the first inning will give you confidence going forward for the rest of the game.
Held off on that. That'll walk her down onto the bag over at first. So now 1 on board for the Golden Tigers, who lead by just 1 run in Kingsport, Tennessee. College softball, Southeast Sports Network, thrilled to have you with us, simulcasting to the Appalachian Athletic Conference Digital Network, NAI platforms. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you're as excited about today's matchup as we are. Chopped left side, runner advances out to second, a play down there. Great hustle play by the Golden Tigers to advance a runner into scoring position now with 1 away.
That was an absolute rocket thrown by Foles, the third baseman, getting the out at first. But a runner is in scoring position for Brenau, and this is a very familiar position for Brenau. You already saw what they were able to do in the first inning in this same situation.
That's a strike. Count 0-1. Sanders already closing in on 50 pitches. This is Moon at the plate. Moon plays second base for the Golden Tigers. She bunts it, headed up the line to the right, and she's going to be safe over at first. So now runners on the corners. They're going to say that went foul?
Yeah, just went a little bit over the line.
I was so confident.
And it was a sneak over the line. It was a slow crawl over the line. So averted disaster there for Truett McConnell.
Freshman from Watkinsville, Georgia at the plate. Thought she was on board for a moment. That one really tight, going to send her back into the dugout. Sanders looking good early. Truett McConnell is going to need to have a great performance out of the bullpen this week if they want to win.
They are, especially with the way that Sanders is just stacking these pitches up early on. Much of that has to be a credit to the way that Brenau played in that first inning. Really putting a ton of pressure on her.
Moon followed by Dayton Power, another freshman. Powers had a ton of at-bats this year, 120, and her average 375. Big swing for the strike.
And again, after that shaky start that Sanders had, you do have to feel encouraged with the way that she's bounced back. Definitely settled in now for Truett McConnell. That pitch count is something to watch for.
Count is 1-1. Showed bunt, pulled up, 2 away. Sanders, the 2-1 pitch. Big swing, strike 2. Count 2-2 with 2 away. Top of the second. Power, a big swing, and that punches her out and retires the side. So we'll take a break with these two programs and be back with more college softball in just a moment in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Shry Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament Softball live. Southeast Sports Network, AAC Digital Network. I'm Gabriel Shry. Lorenzo Robinson here with me for all the action today. Thrilled to have you along for the ride for excellent action between these two programs who are getting us started. After a gross, rainy morning up in the mountains, it's burned off, the sunshine poking through, peeking through, and pouring down onto the field. We're playing softball. Excited to have you. Golden Tigers, Truett McConnell Bears, 3-2, a one-run game as we head into the bottom of the second. Lorenzo, obviously so much time left to play, but, it really felt like the Golden Tigers got themselves a bunch of momentum bought up early in the top of that first.
They did get a lot of momentum, but you have to appreciate the way that Sanders responded in the circle for Truett McConnell with the way that things got going in that first inning for her to come back out unshaken and unfazed and to shut out the Tigers there. And that one shows a lot of poise on her part. Again, the thing that you really do have to worry about is that pitch count getting too high for her. You don't want fatigue setting in early and that being a factor in this one.
Sarah Shaw back in the circle. 1 ball, now 2. Count 2-0 in the bottom of the second from Kingsport, Tennessee. Golden Tigers have flipped sides of the inning now defensively, covering that outfield so well. We'll see if they can send Truett McConnell back to the dugout without any damage. That would be huge. Truett McConnell came back and responded so well in the bottom of the first. The question is, can they keep that momentum going in the bottom of the second inning? Shaw, that one was right on the edge of the strike zone. I was sure we were going to get a strike. With none away in the bottom of the second, the 3-1 pitch coming from Shaw. Chop to the left, sailing. This one is down and in play. Looks like it trends foul, and she's going to step back. As she's sent back to the dugout by the outfielder.
That was a nice play there out in left field by Cox to corral that one. Very well hit ball by Morgan. Looked like it was going to be in play, potentially a chance for Truett McConnell to add some momentum. Cox putting the kibosh on all of that with that nice play there in left field.
Count 1-0. Abner at the plate, the catcher for TMU's Bears. The 2-0 pitch. With one away, that's strike one. Count now 2-1. Ellie Abner, a graduate student originally from Jasper, Georgia, played prep at Pickens High School. Abner steps off. Her average this season, 239. 17 hits, 12 RBIs. Abner chops this foul left side. Fans are into it early. We've got the Bryan College Lions, Columbia College Koalas right in front of us. Is this Reinhardt on the right?
That is the top-seeded Reinhardt Eagles, I must add.
Punched out. Headed back to the dugout. Shaw gets the K. That'll be her first of this outing for the Golden Tigers. I don't want to say much needed, but that's a good feeling. Now you've got two away, and it feels like TMU losing momentum and being deflated through the bottom of the second. Isabella Sullivan replacing Abner at bat. Count now 1-1 with two away. Sarah Shaw drops a ball. Chop to the left, and that one goes foul. I thought we were going to see the speed of Isabel Sullivan on that, just up the line, and it can't ride the chalk much further. That's the dirt, picked up by the catcher quickly. Sullivan's a junior from McDonough, played her prep at Eagles Landing Christian. Chopped foul over the top. And that fills the count. Sarah Shaw just picked up her first K of this outing for the Golden Tigers a moment ago. With two away in the bottom of the second. Shaw now the payoff pitch. Sullivan left side. That stays fair. She's got to race down over to the bag at first, and that'll retire the side. Really well played by Brenau's Golden Tigers. They'll send us to break, and we'll be back with more college softball and a one-run game with the top of the third in just a moment on SCSN. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee and Brickyard Park College Softball Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, thrilled to have you with us for what's been great action already. Sunshiny afternoon at Brickyard Park. Lorenzo, your thoughts on what we've seen in this matchup so far? Just a one-run game.
Felt like things were going very fast and furious in that first inning. A lot of scoring on both sides, fireworks galore. Second inning, things really slowing down. You're seeing both pitchers start to settle in, starting to get very comfortable in the circle. And that's to be expected, a bit of a transition, pitching in a new environment. So you like to see them being able to take control of this game as we move on to the third.
Sanders back in the circle. She's got 2 Ks. Hannah Patridge.
Interesting of note, when you talk about Brenau this season, #1 seed in the conference tournament, the Reinhardt Eagles, also 22nd in the nation. They're sporting a .360 batting average, which is tops in the conference. Brenau is right behind them with a .359 batting average, so effectiveness and efficiency has been the name of the game at the plate for Brenau this season. So many great players who are capable of putting the ball in play and putting a lot of pressure on a team defensively. That's something that they've done all year long.
Patridge, a big swing. Can't get the barrel on that. The senior has been a menace this season for opposing pitchers, an average of .449, 62 hits. She's been electric. The 2-2. And that fills our count in Kingsport in the top of the third. Golden Tigers ahead by 1 run as we've entered the top of this third inning. Chopped off. This goes foul into the backstop. Sanders, the payoff pitch, and this one going to send Patridge down onto the bag at first. 1 on board now for the Golden Tigers. Carly Cox out of left field. Next at the plate, next at bat for Brenau.
This is the third consecutive inning that Sanders has walked a batter so far in this game. She was able to bounce back from that in the second, not so much in the first. Fans of Truett and McConnell definitely hoping for more of what she was able to showcase in the previous inning.
To the left, off the bunt, a play over at first, and that sends her back to the dugout. But Patridge advances into scoring position out on the bag at second. 1 away. That's big time. Whitney Hulsey next in the batting order for the Golden Tigers. Looking to capitalize. Sanders handling the situation really well. She's got 1 down, top of the third. This is a pivotal moment.
But every moment is a pivotal moment. It's the conference tournament. It's the first game of the conference tournament. Both teams trying to start off with some early momentum. It was so back and forth in that first inning. And yeah, pivotal moment. You start to feel like the team that's able to go on a rally is going to be able to have a bit of a chip that is going to be hard to come back from if you're the opposing team. This one popped up high in the air, and it will be corralled by Truett McConnell. That was Foles coming underneath that one. So now 2 away. Again, a nice bounce back from Sanders after walking the first batter she faced in this one. Now it's Riley Smith from Brenau coming up to bat. She's 0 for 1 so far in this game. Sanders at 62 pitches and counting. That one a bit inside, so it will be called the ball. And again, Brenau was such a high-powered offense throughout the year, a 359 batting average as a group. Kylie Sanders didn't have any problem slowing them down in their matchup earlier this year. As this one goes foul. Surrendered no earned runs in that one. Only 3 hits on the board for Brenau in that game as well. So she's seen this group, her second time seeing them this season. That pitch, a strike from Sanders. Counts now 2-2.
Chop to the left, shortstop loses it, and so 2 runners on board on the corners now. That is a clutch moment for them. How about that?
Absolutely, and Foles has made a few nice plays there from third base from Truett McConnell. But right there, that one just leaking out of her glove, took an awkward hop into it. She wasn't able to corral it. And now Brenau a chance to add to their advantage.
One-run ball game, top of the third, 2 down. And runners on the corners for the Golden Bears. We're going to have 2 in scoring position as she makes a little hustle play and jogs her way up onto the bag at second.
You can see Abner standing, wasn't really sure what was happening there. Brenau able to take advantage. So now getting one in play for Brenau likely brings in 2 runs. Even more pressure on Sanders to get this final out here in this half inning.
Peyton Hawkins, an average of .338 this year. She's got 11 RBIs in 71 at-bats, 24 hits. Now would be a huge time with 2 in scoring position in the first game of the AAC tournament. That's lasered in. The equal and opposite true as far as this being a huge time for our pitcher from the circle. Sanders already has a pair of Ks. She's thrown almost 70 pitches in the early stages of this Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament matchup between our Bears and Golden Tigers. Peyton Hawkins 0 for 1, .338 average, looking to capitalize with 2 in scoring position. Two down. Kylie Sanders. Now to deliver the 2-2. That's going to fill our count.
It seemed like she wasn't enthused by that no strike call as well.
This just feels like a ball game that it feels like it's already on the highway, and it's just going to be on the highway the whole time. I love it.
When it's so tit for tat, those little plays like that where, you know, the judgment calls that you're not really thinking about as an umpire can come back to bite you.
Left side, it's down. Here comes 1 run, make it 2, extending the lead, and that sails foul. I was sure that was down. The dugout is right in our way from the press box, and that's the second ball already that's come down behind the dugout. But that means she stays at the plate with a full count, so we'll see a payoff pitch for Sanders. 2 in scoring position. Peyton Hawkins looking to make an adjustment and chop it the same way again. This time it sails foul way out of play. Shout out to the dugout. We're going to have to get like a dugout jar, and every time I say it's fair or vice versa and it's not because of the dugout, we're going to put $1 in there. Or I am, not you.
With the way that roof is, you're kind of just guessing at this point.
Chopped left side, and that retires it. What a play by the shortstop. And for TMU to send us to the other half of the inning. We'll take a break and be back with more college softball in just a moment. It's the AAC tournament. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. A 1-run ball game as we're entering the bottom of the third. It's the Golden Tigers and the Truett McConnell Bears. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, thrilled to have you with us for what's been fantastic action so far. Lorenzo, your thoughts on this great ball game?
You have to like the way that Kylie Sanders bounced back again from the way that she performed in that first inning, especially when considering how strong she's been this year, how strong she was in the front end of the doubleheader against Brenau earlier this season. To get your back against the wall so early and be able to respond, you have to give a lot of credit to her. So now we will see if Shaw is able to do the same for Brenau. Brenau right now playing out in front with that narrow 1-run advantage, which elevates the level of urgency that she needs to play with, as well as the rest of her teammates defensively, to try to keep Truett McConnell at bay. The Bears were able to kind of stop that avalanche from rolling too far away from them in that first inning by putting up 2 runs, but they still trail by a run. Things not really too dire as it's just the third inning. But Brenau, such a potent team offensively. You feel like at some point Truett McConnell has to be able to add runs to their total and put some more pressure on the Tigers. It's Rebecca Graham right now in the batter's box for Truett McConnell. Graham, the junior's hit for 310 this season. And this one chopped. It's dropped, and she will make her way to first. Again, another critical mistake there, this time from Brenau. You saw the shortstop, Smith, mishandling that one off the bat of Graham. So she gets herself on base. She's at first. And now Jenna O'Brien represents the go-ahead run for Truett McConnell. She's now up to bat. Looking for bunt here. So she's out at first. Graham is able to advance in the scoring position. She's now at second. A play there kind of akin to maybe throwing a grenade and landing on it for the health and safety of your comrade there, as she may have sacrificed herself to allow Graham to get herself in a scoring position. Chronic now back up to bat for Truett McConnell. And that one just clipped and it goes foul. And there were so many fireworks in that first inning. It seemed like we were going to be headed towards a high-scoring contest, but both of these pitchers, considered the aces of their respective teams, they've really gotten control over this game, settling in nicely in the circle. Now, this is what the playoffs are all about. Every particular play, every action, every pitch, every little thing matters. You can feel that intensity out on the field between these two teams. So that one a ball there, and now a 1-2 count. That pitch outside and off the plate for ball number 2. This one a grounder. The bag will be stepped on at first. Now 2 outs on the board for Brenau. The runner advancing from second to third, so now in an even more threatening position as Boatwright, the shortstop, comes up to bat for Truett McConnell. Cassie Boatwright, the sophomore, hit for .395 this year, 39 RBIs, 51 hits. Also a team leading 6 home runs. She has been a quality and consistent bat for the Bears all season long. That pitch outside for ball number 1. Now does Truett McConnell start to feel some pressure here again with the high-powered offense that Brenau possesses? And that one well hit, and it will drop in left field. 1 run will score for the Bears. Big-time RBI single there by Cassie Boatwright, her first hit of the game. It is now tied to 3. So an answer there from Truett McConnell. They have now officially erased that 3-run deficit that they held after the top of the first inning in this one. And it's now a new ball game, all square at 3 runs apiece. That pitch outside and off the plate for ball number 1. Kendall Gibson now up to bat for Truett McConnell. She's 0 for 1 so far in this ball game. And you can see the energy starting to increase in that dugout for Truett McConnell. This one well hit, but it will be corralled, and that will retire the side. As we get set to move on to the fourth, all square, 3 runs apiece. Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament play. Welcome back, and we have a good one, folks. The 4 and 5 seeds, Truett, McConnell, and Brenau, deadlocked, all square at 3 runs apiece. It looked like in the early stages that Brenau was going to possibly run away with it. They put up 3 early runs. Truett McConnell responded with 2 runs in the bottom of that same inning. It's been a pitcher's duel from then on out. Both pitchers really doing a nice job of settling in. And now here we are, tied up 3 runs apiece. Sanders will remain on the mound for Truett McConnell. She's at 76 pitches and counting. Want to make sure that fatigue is not a factor for her going forward. As my esteemed colleague Gabriel Schrei stated, it might be a big game for the bullpen depending on how this inning goes for Kylie Sanders. Swing and miss there from Cameron Harkey, who's up to bat for Brenau. Harkey hit for 317 this year, 14 RBIs, 19 hits. And a strike there at strike 3, and that will retire the batter. A nice job there by Sanders. She's showing that fatigue is not a factor just yet, getting her 3rd strikeout of the game. If you're going to have a lot of pitches on your jacket so early in this one, you want to be able to have nice, quick, and efficient at-bats there. She was able to get that strikeout in just 4 pitches. She'll need some more of that here in this inning to try to keep that count down. Charlotte Smith now up to bat for Brenau. Charlotte Smith, the sophomore, hit for 349 this year with 12 RBIs and 29 hits. That pitch outside and off the plate for ball number 1. Now a 1-2 count here. So with Truett McConnell able to tie things up in that 3rd, now the pressure rests on Brenau. Are they going to be able to respond? Truett McConnell maybe settling in at the plate, getting some momentum themselves. Nonetheless, hits have been hard to come by for both teams. Just 5 combined for these groups, 3 for Brenau, 2 for Truett McConnell. Again, 2 of the better pitchers in the Appalachian Athletic Conference right now, dueling it out. This one is hit into the fence and foul. Counts at 2-2. bit high. Umpire looking for some confirmation, and he receives it. So a full count here, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Smith looking to get on base. Sanders looking to record her 4th strikeout of the game and put up her 2nd out here in this inning. The pitch outside for ball number 4. So Charlotte Smith makes her way to first. So now a player on base for Brenau. It's now Moon up to bat for Brenau. We're back to the top of the order for them. And that one a little chipper, and it's retrieved. So that's out number 2. Short pop-up there, corralled. Nice play made by Morgan, the second baseman. Still attempt here, and it will be successful. Charlotte Smith saw the opening. She was able to take it. You could see the catcher, Abner for Truett, McConnell, noticed it as soon as she was going, but just could not make the throw in time. So Smith able to get herself in the scoring position. She's now at second. Dayton Power, the outfielder, back up to bat. Power 0 for 1 so far in this game. Swing and miss there by Dayton Power, and strike 1. Another strike there thrown by Sanders, and she has a chance to retire the side with 1 more strike. Again, nice bounce. This one a grounder, and it will leak in the shallow center. And 1 run will score for Brenau. Tigers able to get themselves back on the board for the first time since the 1st inning. And they now lead 4-3. They regain the advantage on Truett McConnell. Big time 2-out RBI there by Dayton Power, the single to center. Another steal attempt there, and another one will be successful. Dayton Power now able to get herself in the scoring position. You can see the aggression starting to pick up from Brenau along the base pass. There was a lot of bluffing happening in the early stages of this game. Now they're cashing in on some of those open opportunities that they saw earlier. Putting a lot of pressure on Sanders as well as Abner. And this one is popped up deep into left field, over, and it will be off the wall. So that's going to be a double. Brenau able to post another run. It is now 5-3 in favor of the Tigers. And this is what we've seen from Brenau throughout this year. They have such a high-powered offense. Again, second in the conference in batting average, trailing just the top seed in the conference tournament, the Reinhardt Eagles, at 359. So we know how effective they are offensively, and right now they're showing their true colors here in the 4th inning. They've posted 2 runs so far, threatening to make it even more with another runner in scoring position. Count is 2-0. This one clipped and foul over the fence. So Truett McConnell was able to respond down 3-0, able to tie things up at 3 runs apiece. And as soon as they were able to tie things up, Brenau with an answer of their own with 2 runs here in the 4th inning. Count now 2-2. 2 outs on the board. It's been a 2-out rally for Brenau. That's how they've been able to score these 2 runs, as this one will strike a batter. So she will make her way to first now. 2 runners on base for the Tigers. Kylie Sanders' pitch count definitely climbing up there. She's at 99, and it will appear that her day will be done. 1 pitch shy of reaching triple digits in just the 4th inning. Again, a lot of credit to Brenau, forcing her to pitch deep into counts, really making her work for these outs and able to get some in play, a few walks thrown in there as well. So Kylie Sanders' day will be done officially. 3 2/3 innings pitched for her. And that will be Emma Vessel. Vessel, the new pitcher on the mound for Truett McConnell. Vessel will be making her 17th appearance of the season. This her 12th in relief. Sporting a 3.06 ERA. So she enters into the game in a very interesting time for Truett McConnell. Brenau able to wrestle away momentum back from the Bears here in this inning. They've posted 2 runs so far. Both of those runs coming with 2 outs on the board, and maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in there from Riley Sanders with Truett McConnell. So now getting a fresh arm out there as they try to close things out and retire the side. And Vessel, first pitch will be a ball. And then obviously if you're Brenau, you want to continue to pour it on, try to post as many runs as you can, put even more pressure on Truett McConnell to be able to dig themselves out of a hole. You want to make it very insurmountable for them as this game continues. Another ball, so that's 3 consecutive balls thrown by Vessel. Not an ideal start to her appearance. Hind on the count, 3-0. So Halsey is going to walk. She's going to make her way to first. 3 runners on base. Base is loaded for Brenau, as they now have a golden opportunity to add even more runs to their total. Truett McConnell desperately searching for that coveted 3rd out. Riley Smith now up to bat for Brenau. She's 1 for 2 so far in this game. Vessel with the pitch. Inside, and Smith had to get out of the way of that one. So it will be ball number 2. Vessel right now, 6 pitches thrown, all 6 of them balls. So she's trying to gain a little bit of composure there in the circle. This one is clipped and fouled off by Riley Smith. So that one a strike. Count now 2-2. Vessel looking to deliver that third out that Truett McConnell has been searching for the better part of 10 minutes. This one a ground ball, takes an awkward bounce, but the bag will be stepped on at second, and that retires the side. When we move forward and move on to the bottom of the fourth, we'll see if Truett McConnell can respond, down 5-3.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Hello and welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. College softball on the Southeast Sports Network. Thrilled to have you with us. I'm Gabriel Schrei, and we're going to have all the action all day long between the Golden Tigers, Truett McConnell Bears. A really good one. Lorenzo Robinson here with me. Thrilled that you're with us for the tournament and hope you're enjoying all the coverage. Probably the easiest way to find it is on the YouTube channel of the Southeast Sports Network at SESN Sports. We've also got the baseball game going on across town, Hunter Wright Stadium, between the Bulldogs and the Royals right now. That's a 6-5 barn burner in the top of the 8th. And we're about to get back underway with all the action here. And in our game between these two, this one's been good from the get-go. Now into the bottom of the 4th. 2-run ball game, 5-3. That's floated in. Sarah Shaw still putting in work. Over 60 pitches now. That strike a moment ago makes the count 1-1 for Grace Folds. Folds is 1 for 1 today. Pair of RBIs in that appearance. Really tight. Pulls back, steps off. Folds is a sophomore from Loganville, Georgia. Played at Walnut Grove High. Ball 4 sends her down under the bag over at first. One runner on board. Folds at first. This is Rachel Morgan at bat. Morgan plays second base for the Bears. That one's loose, and Folds hustles down onto the bag at second, where she'll stay. Great play by Folds, hustling out. Getting on board in scoring position. It's exactly what you want to see out of your athletes. Making plays in the early stages of this one in Kingsport. Rachel Morgan, the batter at the plate. A utility player, a junior from Commerce, Georgia. Played at Commerce High. Folds looks like she wants to go down to third. In scoring position, threatening third. Rachel Morgan batting. Chop to the left. This pops up, and she's cut down over at first. A great play. Third baseman snags that. Rifles it across to the bag at one. Sends her back to the dugout. One away. A runner in scoring position on the bag at second. To the right, a play over at first. Tag the bag. She's down. 2 away in Kingsport in the bottom of the fourth. Convening down alongside the plate. That's a great play, bringing her across in Kingsport, and this ball game rolls on between the Bears and Golden Tigers. This is a great way to start our tournament. Really good action between these two programs. One-run ball game, bottom of the fourth. Sarah Shaw closing in on 70 pitches in this first game of the AAC tournament. Had this afternoon, first pitch, 3 o'clock, sunshiny day. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. So excited to have you with us in the press box and for all the action between these two. Golden Tigers, Truett McConnell Bears. That one's a bit wide on her, and so that'll walk her down onto the bag over at first.
So Brenau made a 2-out rally in the top of this inning. We'll see if Truett McConnell can do more of the same, if they have an answer in store. It's been pretty back and forth throughout this one, but Brenau has kind of been a little bit on the top end of the momentum throughout this game. Truett McConnell's been battling back from behind throughout. We'll see if they have another response here in the bottom of the fourth.
Chop to the left, a play down at first. Wow, a race. And unable to win that as she's cut down, and that'll retire the side. So we'll take a break with these two programs and be back with more college softball on SESN in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, college softball, Southeast Sports Network. Some of the best softball you're going to see this afternoon, I hope. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. Hope you're excited to be here. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, college softball, SCSN, AAC Digital Network. Lorenzo, what do you think? Great action so far.
Has absolutely been great action. And what more could you expect, right? These two teams separated by just one game in the win column throughout this year. Now separated by just one run in this matchup. They've been evenly matched all season long. Definitely could not expect anything different here in the first game of the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament.
Top of the fifth, one-run ball game between the Bears and the Golden Tigers.
So Vessel remains on the mound for Truett McConnell, and she was a bit shaky, had an early walk, and was able to shake things off and close out Brenau on the top of the fourth.
And so she'll take her place down in the bag at first. Making some noise in the early stages. I should say late stages. We're to the top of the fifth in a one-run ball game.
In boxing, they call it the championship rounds.
That's what it feels like. I mean, it feels like these two are kind of coming to a head in this one. Chop to the left. Thought we were going to get a runner headed down to second. That goes foul. There's the bunt. Play. That's going to go foul. Thought she was going to come up with that quickly. Rolls over the chalk. Bunted again, this time a play down at first. She's cut down. And she'll head back to the dugout, but the runner advances into scoring position out on second for the Golden Tigers.
Nice job there by Truett McConnell to get it out on the board. Unable to get the lead runner out. Brenau has been very effective with runners in scoring position throughout this game, and they'll look for that to continue.
The wind's kicking up a little bit, and it's coming right at us here in the press box. We're straight back from the plate. That could play an impact. A few of these balls, they pop up and send deep. A gust at just the right time could change the outcome of this game.
That's why you got to love these type of games, these type of sports, outdoor games, and you talk about the elements really playing a factor. It's the great equalizer because you can't control it. You can't account for it. You just have to be able to adjust when it comes.
At first, I was going to disagree with you. I was like, you know, I don't like it when the elements play an impact or you have to overcome something that's not going to be a part of every performance. But then I thought of, we just had lunch downtown at that small grill. We'll give them a plug later. I'll get the name for you. Great restaurant. And Lorenzo and I were sitting there and we're talking about Quincy Wilson, who just ran a faster split in a 4x400 relay at the Penn Relays than Usain Bolt did when he was his age. I mean, just unreal. A record-setting split. And to cap it off, his team dropped the baton on one of the handoffs, and it was a record for the Penn Relays for the 4x400. Just unreal. So maybe I do like that. You know, that's exciting to me, I guess, a little bit. Showed bunt, pulled up. We've got 2 on board for the Golden Tigers, who are holding a 1-run lead at the top of the 5th with 1 away. Meeting coming on top of the mound for Truett McConnell's Bears. Emma Vessel, 20 pitches into this appearance for the Truett McConnell Bears.
I feel like this mound visit is happening at the perfect time here. You don't want things to get too out of hand. You want to make sure that your pitcher is firmly aligned. You want to make sure that she's completely locked in and understands the task at hand. Again, Brenau, they've been so potent offensively throughout this season. You do not want to give them any sliver of an opening because they can bust it right down and really pour it on and make things out of hand for you.
Ava Moon, the freshman out of Watkinsville, Georgia, at the plate. Moon's got an average of 401 this season. Now 60 hits this year, including 21 RBIs. Vessel swung on. That stays fair for a moment before rolling over the chalk. One away, top of the 5th. Count is 2-1 from Kingsport, Tennessee at Brickyard Park. I'm in love with this facility, Lorenzo. I think this is a beautiful softball facility. Chopped over the middle. She's headed down to the bag at first, and the runner over on third stays put in scoring position. But now, 2 runners out of position, so we've got a tag, and that's going to be a single.
Now is an intriguing play there. It initially seemed like Brenau may have gotten themselves into a pickle. Very uncertain how they were able to kind of get out of that jam there. Nonetheless, the bases loaded with just 1 out on the board. Chance to add some more runs to their total, put even more pressure on Truett McConnell in the process.
That's a great job taking advantage of the confusion and loading the bases by the Golden Tigers. They had bunched up down at the end of the base path, and they just went back, and miscommunication by TMU, unable to get anybody out with that.
And those are the small plays, right? The plays that aren't necessarily going to show up in the stat sheet. When you go back and you watch the game and you figure, well, what were the turning points? What were the plays that you'll say made things happen for your team? Those are the plays that contribute and really add to that fine line between winning and losing, especially in postseason play.
1 away, count is 1-1 in a 1-run ball game, top of the 5th from Kingsport, Tennessee, where the bases are loaded for the Golden Tigers. Vessel lasers that in. Everybody stays put here.
The bases loaded and 1 out. This is a very tension-filled time for Truett McConnell. Of course, the tensions can be eased a little bit, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they will.
Chop to the left. 1 comes home for the Golden Tigers, and they extend it.
As soon as I was going to say it seems like the tensions can be eased a little bit if you can get 1 more out on the board. That happens there, an RBI single, allowing Brenau to add to their total. It's now 6-4. Bases still loaded. A lot of pressure on Emma Vessel to try to retire the side here.
That's a big-time play, and you're right. Bases still loaded. Now it's a 2-run ball game in the top of the 5th for the Golden Tigers. Just feels like it stays tight, tight, tight. The longer we go, the tighter this game feels. Obviously, the Golden Tigers are in prime position to put some separation between themselves and the Bears of Truett McConnell.
It's been tight, but what more can you expect between these two foes? Again, separated by just one win. 26 wins for Brenau, 25 for Truett McConnell. Also separated by just one seed line. Truett McConnell 4th coming into this game, Brenau 5th. So they've been tight and they've been evenly matched throughout this season. Even in their doubleheader earlier this year, they split that one 1-1. So what more can you expect between these two teams but a very tight and closely contested contest? And that's exactly what we've gotten here in the first game of the tournament.
Lorenzo, I know you're like me. You watch a lot of sports, right? How many tournaments do you see seeded this well year in and year out? Every time it feels like the AAC tournaments are perfectly seeded. I'm sure that's not a super popular comment every year with everybody, but it just feels like all these seedings always work out to be great matchups. Chop to the right. That goes foul right in front of the Golden Tiger dugout.
To your point, in playing in sports that you're able to have multiple times, seeing one team or doubleheaders, sometimes 3 games against one team, you really get a good chance to see how these groups stack up. And you gain an appreciation for those matchups throughout the year. And Brenau able to take advantage and score another run and potentially another run. Brenau just pouring it on here in the 5th.
Pouring it on is right. Coming home, getting across the plate, the Golden Tigers keep it rolling in the 5th in Kingsport, Tennessee. They are coming to life late. Started off hot in the top of the 1st. They scored 3 runs right away. And now bringing them home in this 5th inning.
It doesn't seem like it's so. It seems like the side may have either been retired or potentially some more confusion happening. Getting another coach and umpire conference now. The counter at 6 with those. Game's so meaningful at this point in the season. 2 very, very close teams. Can't really fault coaches for wanting more clarification.
Top of the 5th, showing 2 away. For the moment, the scorebook says it's a 4-run ball game. We're going to take a break and come back with more softball with these 2 programs. It doesn't get better than ball game, Kingsport, Tennessee, college softball, Southeast Sports Network, Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. The action continues. Flipping sides of the inning. Golden Tigers just keeping the action rolling. They came out really hot, bats blazing in the top of the 1st and looking to keep that going here, Lorenzo.
Absolutely. Brenau, again, it seems like they've been playing from ahead for most of this game, forcing Truett McConnell to play from behind, backs against the wall. And now in the later stages of this one, holding a 3-run lead definitely feels to be a great advantage, especially when you factor in that Truett McConnell only has 2 hits as a team so far in this game.
The 1-0. Popped up right side, trending foul towards the dugout, and she gets this one. Really nice play at first base.
Really nice play is right. Nice job there by Hawkins. The presence of mind to track that one. The confidence to go right up against the fence and corral it to pick up the first out here in the bottom of the fifth. Also adding on to the strong outing that we've seen from Sarah Shaw in this one. She gave up those 2 runs, pardon, those 4 runs early. She's done a nice job of really staying in tune and staying poised.
Hit with a pitch, and so she's going to take her place on board over at first for TMU's Bears. Boatwright next in the batting order for Truett McConnell. Sarah Shaw has been fantastic today for the Golden Tigers. Looking to wrap up what's been an excellent body of work in this one. Bottom of the fifth, 1 away, 1 on board now.
It's been a struggle offensively for Truett McConnell. Again, just 2 hits as a group. Who is going to be the person to flip the script for them? Who is going to be that player that is going to give them some much-needed momentum in this matchup?
That's chopped foul, rolls off to the right. Kids after that one. Great turnout, tons of folks out in full force in Kingsport, Tennessee. Would love to have you here in the stands with us. For real, right now, go to aacsports.com, grab your tickets, and be with us at Brickyard Park. Sarah Shaw sends that in and struck out. That'll send her back to the dugout. 2 away now in the bottom of the fifth.
Her 4th strikeout of the game, and she hasn't even topped 80 pitches yet here in the fifth. Been very efficient in the circle in this one for Brenau. Exactly what they needed here in the start of this tournament.
Kendall Gibson. Designated player at the plate. Taking her cuts for the Bears of Truett McConnell. Truett McConnell finished this season 25-16. The Golden Tigers 26-16. And right now, 3 runs separate these two in the bottom of the fifth with 2 away. Chop to the right. That goes foul off of the fence.
Good eye there by Kendall Gibson, filling the count up at 3-2. Very well hit ball in the left field, and it will go on the wrong side of the line and fouled off.
That was close. Everybody was feeling it. It remains a 3-run ball game in Kingsport from Brickyard Park. Bottom of the 5th with 2 away and 1 on board now for the Bears of Truett McConnell. Golden Tigers looking to retire the side. A full count. Chop, that goes foul right.
Staying alive in the at-bat. A nice job also of getting Sarah Shaw's pitching count up. She's been very good at getting in and out of at-bats quickly throughout this game. Maybe you can see fatigue start to set in for her as this game continues.
And the payoff pitch going to walk 2 runners on base now for TMU with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. They're trailing by a trio of runs, so anything they could do, anything they could get back in this late stage would be massive.
Of course, and also with 2 outs on the board, it's definitely a situation where they could potentially rally here, but with it being so late in the game, you can make things very difficult for you if you aren't able to capitalize on this.
Okay, so that run, Lorenzo, remember that run that we didn't think stood? That's on the board. It's 8-4. Big shout out to Assistant Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner of the Appalachian Athletic Conference, Jay Stansel, for all his hard work pulling together the tournaments, but then he's here in person helping stat everything. He's the one who comes over and lets us know, hey, heads up. That run is still up. Get ready. So we apologize for that. It is 8-4. Golden Tigers have a nice cushy lead in the bottom of the 5th.
It's nice and cushy for right now. Of course, anything can change with one swing of the bat, especially in this situation that we're in. 2 runners on base. Truett McConnell trying to post a 2-out rally of their own to get back into this one. And another very well-timed mound visit there with Sarah Shaw. Just trying, again, want her to refocus, try to get everything, get her wits about herself, and really lock in to try to conclude this inning.
4-run ball game, 2 on board, 1 in scoring position for the Bears of Truett McConnell.
And I spoke about it earlier, but the mental edge that you can gain to get out of this inning with a 4-run lead, especially with the way that your offense has played over these past few innings, it can mean a lot for your group.
That one's popped up into the center, and that'll retire the side. Well played by the Golden Tigers. We'll take a break with these 2 programs and be back with more college softball in just a moment on SESN. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. College softball on the Southeast Sports Network and our simulcast to the Appalachian Athletic Conference Digital Network. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson with all of the action in what is a 4-run ball game. 8-4. Golden Tigers have built a nice lead for themselves down the stretch, Lorenzo.
Absolutely, and it seemed like early on in this game, both teams kind of back and forth, tit for tat. Brenau striking first with 3 runs in the first inning. Truett McConnell responding with 2 in that same inning. But Brenau starting to pull ahead. The hit count starting to raise in favor of the Tigers as well as the run count. Truett McConnell really needing to hold them at bay here in this inning. If not, it could potentially get too far out of hand. And the Tigers can be riding high with a victory in round 1.
Here's our first at the plate for this side, top of the 6th. Carly Cox, 1 for 1 today. This is kind of right where, if you're the Golden Tigers, just about where you'd want to be if you could pick where to start in the batting order in this situation. Late stages. She's going to be followed by Hulsey and Smith at the plate and at bat. Hawkins right after them. Not necessarily the meat of your batting order. I wouldn't want to call it that, but it's very close.
This is that danger zone for Truett McConnell. We know, again, how potent offensively Brenau has been throughout this year, how successful they've been throughout this game. If they're able to repeat some of that success, it can get really dicey for you with just 2 innings left.
Cox is a senior. It's 8-4. The outfielder, an average of 379. Over 100 at-bats this season. She's been electric. Chops that to the right. She's racing down. A play at first. And going to send her back to the dugout. Really close.
Very close indeed, but that's a good first step there from Emma Vessel. If I'm the coach for Truett McConnell, I'm telling her that you can't control what happened in the past 5 innings, right? All of that is in the past. All you can control is what is in front of you in the here and now. That right there, a nice first step to acquiring 3 outs and giving your bats another chance to get going.
Chop to the left. She's hustling down to first with 1 away. She is going to be safe.
We saw Boatwright, the shortstop, kind of mishandling that one. Another awkward bounce coming up into her glove. Great hustle there from Halsey to be able to get the first.
Gonna have a pinch runner for the Golden Tigers over at first. So Hulsey is going to go back to the dugout. Miles is going to pinch run in her place. Miles has 10 runs this season, a sophomore. 4-run ball game, 8-4. The Golden Tigers leading the Bears of TMU. Zipped out to second, a play there, and it looks like they got her.
That was a nice throw out there by Abner, and we saw her a few times. She's been reading those steals on more than one occasion. This time, able to get the throw out at second.
That's really impressive stuff. Great arm.
Actually, it appears that she was safe. No, she wasn't safe. It seemed like Gibson, the pinch runner, may have, Miles, the pinch runner, may have thought that she was safe. She was pleading her case, remaining on the bag, but unfortunately, as I've said on numerous occasions during other games, the umpire is always right.
Chopped right up the middle and escaped. She's going to make it down to first with no problems.
And normally when there's 2 outs on the board, that's a time where the team defensively can kind of breathe a sigh of relief. Not relax, but start to feel like you're a little bit safer from clear and present danger. That has not been the case against Brenau in this game. They've made several rallies with 2 outs on the board. Now looking for another one to add to their 4-run lead.
Chopped left side, that goes foul.
Brenau now with 9 hits in this game, just 2 hits in this one for Truett McConnell. Bats have been a little bit slow arriving for the Bears in this one.
Race down to second, and as she slides in, no tag this time, she's on board in scoring position.
And Abner did a nice job of securing a throw out at second a few moments ago, but was not able to do the same for an encore.
That's lasered in. Emma Vessel doing work Over 40 pitches already in this game for the Bears of Truett McConnell. Top of the 6th in a 4-run ball game with 2 away. Chopped right up the middle and escapes. So we've got a runner coming home for the Golden Tigers. They extend their lead. It's now 9-4.
And I've spoken before about that fine line between winning and losing. How about another sports cliche, a game of inches? That awkward bounce just going a little bit over the outstretched arm of the second baseman, Morgan. And just like that, Brenau able to add yet another run to their total. They now lead by 5 runs. And Truett McConnell's backs firmly against the wall here in the opening game of the tournament.
Truett McConnell struggling to handle the surging Golden Tigers, who lead by 5 runs in the top of the 6th. These two programs take a break for a meeting on top of the mound. We'll take a break as well and be back in just a moment with more college softball. Don't go anywhere. 30 seconds. We'll be back.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising.
Welcome back. Kingsport, Tennessee, College Softball, Southeast Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Shry here with Lorenzo Robinson, and we're so excited to have you here with us. We hope you're having fun. Good day of softball getting started. A lot of action this week. It's the AAC tournament and our simulcast to the AAC Digital Network. We're into the late stages of our first game of the entire tournament. The Golden Tigers are surging in a 5-run lead in the top of the 6th. They do have 2 away, but able to capitalize. I mean, that final run really feels like the boiling point for the Tigers.
Of course, and there's still some softball left to be played, so you can't just pencil in Brenau as the victor in this one. But it does feel like they're starting to stretch that gap to a point where it becomes nearly insurmountable, especially when you factor in the way that Truett McConnell has not been able to capitalize at the plate throughout this game. Turning points that you would turn back to and say this was the moment the game changed. When Kylie Sanders was forced to be taken out, she had 99 pitches. She wasn't even able to go through the 4th inning, so her pitch count was so high, and you can kind of tell that fatigue was starting to set in for her. Coaches being forced to go with the change there really changed the complexion of this game with the way that she's pitched throughout this year, and just earlier in this season going up against Brenau and having such a strong outing. That really was a main turning point in this contest, and Brenau has been able to be on the upswing ever since offensively.
Looked over to the bag at first. Two away count is full now for Emma Vessel as Abigail Brown at the plate. Brown, a big swing, and that retires the side. The Truett McConnell Bears keep it moving and trying to make something big happen in the late stages at Kingsport. We'll take a 30-second break and be back in 30 seconds on the Southeast Sports Network.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, where it's a 5-run ball game. The Golden Tigers a big lead over the Truett McConnell Bears, 9-4 on SCSN and our simulcast to the Appalachian Athletic Conference Digital Network. Gabriel Shry, Lorenzo Robinson, here and thrilled to have you along for the ride for this one. It's been really good. It just seems like every time one of these programs is going to make a change, the story stays the same somehow.
been playing from ahead throughout this one. Truett McConnell has been trying to catch them throughout this game. They caught them briefly, tied things up at 3 runs after that 3rd inning, but ever since then, Brenau has really been on the upswing offensively, and we're starting to see the gap between these two teams widen, much in large part due to the way that Brenau's bats have played. Brenau 10, Truett McConnell just 2 so far. Again, a lot of credit to Sarah Shaw in the circle for Brenau. She has been stellar.
You're exactly right. Sarah Shaw has been a huge difference maker for the Tigers throughout all 6 of these innings and looking to close this out in Game 1 of the AAC tournament. Popped up center. She's headed down to the bag at first, and that'll send her back to the dugout. 1 away, Rachel Morgan. Morgan replaced by Ellie Abner at the plate. We'll see what she can do. Great power swing.
Before, but it's even more dire for the Bears. Who is going to be the player that is going to get the ball rolling for them? It just feels like they're one play away from gaining some steam and gaining some momentum. But who is going to be the player that makes that turning point happen for Truett McConnell?
Abner, originally from Jasper, Georgia, has a ton of power in the barrel of that bat, and they could use her uncorking that at this stage. Average of .239 this season. One away already in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 5-run ball game where the Tigers lead the Bears. Ellie Abner looking to get something going. Abner chops it left. It goes foul. Softball and volleyball have the best chance. I love how they get involved like that. What's the best one you've ever heard?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I can't really pinpoint just one, but I have a good feeling that our next game will bring about some of the best ones that you've heard. Just a shameless plug to what we're going to see in a few moments.
Lots of good stuff already this early stages of tournament week in Kingsport, Tennessee, as Abner sent back to the dugout. So now 2 away for the Truett McConnell Bears. Roped in. First look at Isabel Sullivan in the bottom of the 6th with 2 away in a 5-run game.
It's normal for when the pitch count starts to increase for a pitcher to start to lose their effectiveness, but it seems like Sarah Shaw has just gotten better and better as this game has gotten closer to its conclusion.
Right up the middle, and she snags that out of the air to retire the side. Incredible play. We'll take a break with these 2 programs and be back with more college softball in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Shry Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, to Brickyard Park. College softball, Southeast Sports Network. Truett McConnell Bears, Golden Tigers, duking it out in a 5-run ball game as we have made our way to the top of the 7th on SESN in our simulcast this afternoon. Gabriel Shry, Lorenzo Robinson. How can Truett McConnell salvage this?
Well, you can't really think too far into the future. You can't think about the bottom of the 7th until you take care of the top of that inning. So Emma Vessel has to do a nice job of holding Brenau at bay. Their offense has come alive over the course of these past few innings. So they need to force them into a shutout in the top of this inning to have any sort of a chance. It feels like if this lead grows any further, it will be a very uphill battle to climb with just one inning left to play.
Charlotte Smith at the plate for the Golden Tigers. Her walk-up song, Rihanna, so that would be disconcerting to me if I was pitching against her. You don't like that? I thought that was hype. Again, fouled off to the left. This one back behind the dugout.
I didn't make that face because I'm not a fan of Rihanna. Definitely a fan of Rihanna. I was just saying that song was a Beyonce song.
Oh, no, don't tell me that. I just went with it.
My elder statesman.
Stop. Game one, and the old jokes are in full swing in Kingsport for me. 2 digs in 7 innings. Great turnout, sunshiny day. Be here with us. Get your tickets now, aacsports.com. 5-run ball game, top of the 7th. Fouled off again into the backstop. So we've got Bryan College. Is that Union in the pinstripes?
Yes, absolutely. The orange and black.
Chopped right up the middle. It escapes initially. A race down to first. She's on board.
We have Bryan and Union on hand for this game. Also, the number 1 seeded Reinhardt Eagles off to our right as well, right there near Brenau's dugout. And not looking too far ahead, but what a matchup that could potentially be tomorrow, Brenau and Reinhardt facing off against each other.
Another race down to first. Runner advancing down to third as well. Deep in scoring position. She's safe.
That fine line between winning and losing. As soon as you turn your head, your opponent is able to strike and take advantage. Now Brenau, 2 runners in scoring position. No outs on the board.
It really felt like the Golden Tigers might have, as I put it, boiling point in the last half inning. They were at the plate. It felt like they really had boiled over the top and maybe wrapped up the win. Obviously, you don't want to call it before it's over because anything can happen. But in a 5-run ball game, top of the 7th, now 2 in scoring position, Truett McConnell needs to really pull something out of their hat of tricks if they want to come up with a win in this first game of the tournament. Showing bunt off the mark. Dayton Power, she's had a good day. A pair of RBIs. 2 for 3 at the plate. The focus on this play going to be the left side of your screen. We've got 2 runners in scoring position for the Golden Tigers in the top of the 7th inning with no outs. Emma Vessel, chopped right. That escapes into the outfield, so 1 run comes home, and now 2 for the Golden Tigers. That makes it 11-4.
It has been all Brenau as this game has continued. All of the momentum on their side. There were wild swings in the first few innings, but Brenau has firmly taken the bull by the horns, and they're riding high right now, 11-4, looking to push their way into the next round of this tournament.
We've got a meeting on the mound for Truett McConnell.
And Emma Vessel was placed into a very tough situation, right? She was placed into a situation where Brenau had already taken the momentum. It was 5-3 when she came in, so her team was already trailing. And anytime you face off against a group like Brenau that is so effective, so efficient offensively, when they get the ball rolling like that, it's going to be very hard to stop. And we've seen just that here in round 1.
Play out at second, can't rope in the ball, so she's safe.
And they're staying aggressive. They're up by 7 runs, but they're not slowing down. They're still going for bases. They're trying to take bags and really put a lot of pressure on Truett McConnell in the bottom of this inning.
Runner on board and scoring position in what is now a 7-run ball game in Kingsport. This stays fair. We've got another run coming home for the Golden Tigers. Unreal. She's across the plate, make it 12-4.
Unreal is absolutely correct. The bats are alive and well for Brenau. Now 14 hits as a group. And how about this? 8 of the 9 batters who have come up to the plate for the Tigers have recorded a hit in this one. So it has been not only a great offensive game for them, but they're spreading the love as well, everyone getting involved.
Just like that, from a 7-run game to now an 8-run margin between the Tigers and the Truett McConnell Bears. 12-4 in the top of the 7th with 1 on board, and this is Carly Cox at the plate. She's already got a couple of trips up to the plate today as this one roped right side and it's down. So she'll go back after that one snagged by the outfielder who dives to make the big play.
Sullivan sold out for that one. She made a play. She laid out for it. And those are the kind of extra effort plays that you're going to need if you're going to be a team that is a force to be reckoned with in postseason play. Truett McConnell's weekend is not over, even if they lose this game, so they need to be able to build good habits that will help them going forward.
That's exactly right. You've got to stay positive, and remember, there's a lot of softball left to play.
In a tournament with a format like this and these double elimination pods, really you use these initial matchups to kind of gain information, right? You want to be able to catch the scenery. You want to feel what it feels like to be out on that field, because you can simulate it on your home field all you want, but it's different being able to get out there in live action against a different group and test it. So Truett McConnell's done a nice job of collecting information in this one. We'll see if they're going to be able to use it. Now, conversely, Brenau, definitely a phenomenal start to the week for them, and they're hoping they can use that momentum to carry over and make a nice run here in Kingsport.
(12-4), top of the 7th. None away. Truett McConnell just looking to shut the door and escape what has been a Golden Tigers celebration in this first game. Chopped, it stays fair, and going to bring this back and try again. Carly Cox just barely got a piece of that. I thought for a moment it hit her. Chopped right side. This one is down, and so we've got 2 runners on board now for the Golden Tigers.
2 runners on board, a runner in scoring position, still no outs on the board. Things have gone from manageable to bad, and then from bad to worse for the Bears. Score is 12-4. Brenau, all of the momentum on their side. There is ball left to play. Maybe not probable for a comeback, but definitely possible. It's definitely possible for Truett McConnell to get themselves back into this game. Again, you have to be able to control what you can control, and the main thing that Emma Vessel in the circle needs to focus on is trying to secure 3 outs. Now, taking it one step further, you can only get 3 when you get 1. So she needs to really focus on getting 1 out on the board. Lays down the bunt here. Vessel secures it, makes the throw to first. So that's going to be the first out of the inning. But now 2 runners in scoring position for Brenau. So a ball in play can potentially increase their lead. Riley Smith now coming up to the plate. Smith 2 for 4 so far in this game. Pitch from Vessel. Outside and off the plate for ball number 1. And that pitch, a strike there from Vessel. Again, important, try to take things one play at a time, one pitch at a time. This one a grounder, it's secured. That's going to be an out at first. And that will retire the side. What can Truett McConnell do now trailing by 8 runs? Do they have a rally in them? It's 12-4 in favor of Brenau. Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament play. Welcome back. This is Lorenzo Robinson, and we are here with Brenau currently leading 12 runs to 4 over Truett McConnell. And believe it or not, folks, this was a back-and-forth game in the early stages. It was 3-3 after 3 innings. Brenau now firmly in control as they have outscored Truett McConnell 9-1 since that 3rd inning. So now, do the Bears have a rally in them? Again, not probable, but definitely possible. Truett McConnell only 2 hits so far in this one compared to 15 for Brenau. But there are no 8-run plays in softball. So the main thing that Truett McConnell needs to focus on, again, is taking things one at-bat at a time. But who was going to be that player that jump-starts things for them? Who was going to be that person that swings momentum and gets the pendulum going on their side? Sarah Shaw remains on the mound for Brenau, and she's been spectacular through 6 innings of play, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts as well, going up against a very talented Truett McConnell group, and she has conducted herself very well in the circle for the Tigers. Rebecca Graham is in the batter's box. She's 0 for 2 so far in this game. This one a grounder, but leaks on the wrong side of the line over there near third base and foul. So not a great start to the at-bat for Graham. Now behind on the count, 0-2. That pitch outside and off the plate for ball number 1. This one a grounder. It's secured. The throw is made at first, and that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nice job by the shortstop, Smith, to make sure that she had control of that one. She corralled it and made a nice throw over there to Hawkins at first. Truett McConnell down to just 2 outs here in the first round of Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament play. This one well hit out to left field, and it will drop right near the fence. So a well hit ball there, and a double for Truett McConnell. O'Brien getting her first hit of the game. That's Truett McConnell's first hit since the 4th inning. So a much needed hit there for the Bears as they're looking to find a way to scratch and claw their way back into this one. They're going to need more of that. Haley Cronick now coming up to bat. Cronick 0 for 1 so far in this game. Now, as well as Brenau has played offensively throughout this season, Truett McConnell, they haven't been any slouches. They've hit for .310, so definitely surprising to see them have this type of showing so far in the tournament as this one is flying out. Haley Cronick going down there, and 2 outs now on the board. Truett McConnell down to just 1 more out. Brenau looking to wrap up what would be a statement victory here in round 1 of the tournament, going up against the 4th-seeded Bears. Cassie Boatwright coming up to bat. Boatwright, one of just 3 players for Truett McConnell to record a hit in this game. This one popped up, it goes high in the air. It will be corralled by Smith, and that will conclude the ball game. Brenau making a statement here in the first round of the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament. They come away with a dominant victory over Truett McConnell, 12 runs to 4. I want to thank you guys for joining us, and please stay tuned for more AAC tournament play, as next we will have the 8th-ranked Bryan College Lions taking on the top-ranked Reinhardt Eagles.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
Happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Shry Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Truett Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Truett Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.